G'day friends and fans, welcome to Dave Talks Off Ukraine War Update for the 15th of April 2026. As the war continues, I will continue to bring my comprehensive report on this battlefield situation. Now as we look, the Easter ceasefire, yes, alleged ceasefire. Ukraine did not cease fire, they reduced fire. There is a huge difference. They still fired drones and attacked at least one Russian ship during the alleged ceasefire. Europe, we got to break eggs, to make an omelette. But of course, in this video, we're going to talk about a few things. So sit back, relax. I'll start with the battlefield report and discuss the situation of the ongoing war and introduce you to a new range of Russian bombs, which will help explain why Russia is slowly grinding and still holds a tactical advantage over Ukraine. It's not a NATO proxy war. NATO said so. Alright, so as we look at the battlefield, I will right now tell you that the Russians, of course, as you can tell by the title, have taken Myrne. They've advanced near Valley Nari, Panovokia, Ilovokia, Novet, Marikia, and Myroiliski. And they're on the outskirts of Rivninka for a couple of days now. They had some limited success in Rodinis, but they have not taken all of the town. And a couple of towns, Myrne, they overran the Ukrainian positions, and they are pushing north. Most of the Russian positions are either northeast. So, where the biggest push is towards Krasnokovia, Molodovica, Lyman, Zakrin, which I have actually taken most of Zakrin, or Torsk, sorry, on the outskirts of Zakrin. Yeah, this is the weird part. Zakrin is actually the junction as outside of Torsk. For some reason, a lot of maps have it as Zakrin, but if you really look at it, it's the town the Russians have taken is on the other junction, Torsk. Zakrin is actually half taken. Now, they have made small gains near Kupiansk, but that's actually to the south, and to the north, not in the Kupiansk area itself. So, after resuming combat operations, no longer in a defensive posture, they're allowed to engage. They're allowed to now take more territory. Now, remember, the Russians, they are building a buffer zone. Okay? They're not. Yes, it involves conquering territory. I'm well aware of that. And I'm well aware Ukraine does not want to admit to anything and everything. Okay. And they are slow to update these maps. Now, there isn't much discrepancy in the maps anyway. But for now. See, it's hard to tell, but they've taken a bit of territory here on the side. On the eastern side. Here, it's hard to tell, but they've taken a chunk out of here and a push here. Whoops. Oh, that's 9 hours ago. Why is it coming up as a recent? Was it coming up as a recent one? They're out of order. Alright, so we've had, that was yesterday, more attacks on Dnipro and Kharkiv, I think, only. But the volume, Kiev, sorry, but a volume around 300 drones and a dozen, well, some say 10, some say 8, some say a dozen. So different reports of different numbers of missiles fired into Ukraine, none of which they've said the target or reached their target. But at least Ukraine Pravda says there were 17. Well, it may have updated, but an hour ago it was 17, the number of impacts recorded in Western Ukraine. Now, this is Western Ukraine. I know. Russia has delivered, another blow, the FAB 3000. And they make bombs now daily. And they're stockpiling. The Russians are stockpiling bombs. Now, you may say this is AI. I'm not asking you to believe or disbelieve. I'm just warning you that if this is real, that this is a response to European escalation, and Europe is now ball in their court. They have to either stop and consider their actions, or continue to paint Russia as a threat, forcing Russians to build more weapons so that and then the Europeans say, look, they're a threat, they're building more weapons. But you keep threatening them. No, we're not. We're defending ourselves. So it goes round and round. But that's what an FEB 3000 can do to a building. And they can strap them on most Russian aircraft. Well, there. Those are going on to Tupolev 160s and 122s. Oh, sorry. It's Tupolev 22, not 122. Yeah. So there you go. They can actually take out bridges if they want to, and they have. Russia's taken out bridges and temporary crossings into the Dnipro area. So Russian aircraft have flown over Ukraine, hit targets, and returned to base successfully. So much for your glorious air defences, eh? All glory to Ukraine. Hail! The party is always right. Hail! And on YouTube, I'm mocking. All right, so you can see there's boblets of various sizes. And yes, I know, these nice clean factories are for propaganda. The point they're trying to make is they're not scared of you, they don't, and they're willing to stand up to you. And that's the one thing liberals do not like. If America... But this is the thing. They say, Putin, but... Yeah, well... It's just liberals, eh? They call him a chicken... They call him a taco if he backs out, and then they call him a warmonger if he goes to war. You know, this is the hypocrisy of liberals. Another bridge being taken out. Well... Now, some of these are put together, again, from various ministries. I believe a lot of these are actually also export to India and Pakistan and China. So, but industrial robots, including, I forget, that's a soldering. That's it. Sorry, soldering. And yeah, they got new designs and we're working on new designs of the bomb. Now, before I continue, let that photo sink in for a little bit. But according to the study for the Institute of War, that Ukrainians and European partners continue to strengthen Ukraine's air defences capabilities while engaged in joint production. April 14th, Ukraine and Germany signed 10 bilateral agreements, which include contracts worth $3.2 billion to supply several hundred GMNT missiles for the Patriot system to Ukraine. This also includes 36 IRIS-T air defense launchers and long-range strike capabilities. This is the Flamingo. not the tourists. Are they also purchasing another joint project for German weapons to be tested on the battlefield, including optical weapons and other classified projects? They claim there's they don't report on war crimes because they claim the Western media has covered them. According to the study according to the UN, all these attacks, yeah, right. You go back to World War II, what you all think is war crimes, and then start applying to World War II. Now, what can you see about this? Number one, where's the impact crater? 2, where's the warhead? 3, can you see any engine or other mechanical parts? Alright. Anything else? Yeah, it's sloppily. It's just dumped there out of the back of the car. There's no... it's incomplete. But if it exploded, why is it in one place? Like, it explodes, it falls to the ground, doesn't leave an impact crater, doesn't burn the grass around it, and it doesn't spread out over a large area. This is more like a pick-me. They've gone around, picked up all the pieces, and thrown them together. It's a drone. We can tell that, sort of. Maybe it's a Russian drone. Likely. But, yeah. Beyond that, that's a small drone. That's a surveillance drone they use for artillery firing. Probably, maybe even it was an anti-personnel ambush drone, because it ain't big. Or it's part of a drone swarm. A couple of those, I'd say about 8 for a tank, but a couple of those would destroy, one of those is enough to destroy a car. So they're probably going after small targets. People, automobiles, supply depots, because you don't need much to blow a supply depot. But okay, 17. They say now 13. Oh, we jammed 309. Sure. She had loitering munitions. Sure. Where's the Skylink panel? If the Russians are using a Skylink satellite, where's the Skylink panel? Oh, you forgot to throw that in, didn't you? And how does the bottom end up on top of the top casing at the back there? And how does the guts... Yeah, how does the guts end up on top of the outer casing? See, this is what they expect. They treat you like idiots. And no one's going to call them out. It's Ukraine. They're going to make excuses and say, oh, we just picked it up all the pieces to show you. It was scattered over a wide area. They'll make excuses. All right. You can see, you know why Viktor Orban was ousted by Alex Soros and Zelensky and the European Commission so that the bankers can have get their $90 billion loan for Kiev for the 20th sanctioned package. Yay! More bullshit. That's not going to achieve anything. So, the Department of Useless Things is at it again. But the terrifying reality for 2 million who fled the war, Ukraine wants them back. The Ukraine thinks if you're Ukrainian, you belong to Ukraine. And under Ukrainian law, you're in violation and you have to come back and die for your country. If you're a citizen, you have to die so Zelensky can stay in office. Otherwise, we'll persecute you. But, you know, it's voluntary. There's no conscription. We're just forcing you to. We're going to cut off your benefits. Or cut you off from your family if you don't fight for Zelensky. And Mertz agrees. He's going to round up all the Ukrainians in Germany and send them to Ukraine if they're a military-aged male. We stand by our allies. We'll send your own family then, Mertz, and stop killing others. Now she wants... Oh, yes, to save democracy, we have to get rid of all democratic... Yes, the rules. We have to change the rules because Viktor Orban stood in our way. We have to change the rules so that no one can stand in our way. If we vote to take your money, you have to give, says Ukraine. Because it costs them nothing to be obstinate or obtuse or recalcitrant. But there's the threat. And what happens if we go to war against Russia? We know what happens. Europe loses, America wins. China and America face off and stall World War III, hopefully. Korea's probably go warm but not hot. Japan will get a bit edgy around Taiwan, and I can understand why they... but Europe, millions will be dead. But they're saying it's going to be worth it to end Putin and the Russian threat, and we can break up the Russian state once and for all, so that the Jewish Oblast can be an independent country and own half of Russia, and we'll turn Siberia into oil fields, and Central Asia into gold mines, and the European economy will flourish. And the millennials will be the new boomers for the next 20 years until all the money runs out, because there ain't that much resources. Okay, all the big resources are deep. A lot of it is underwater. A lot of them are low grade resources are scattered around the world. France is sitting on a huge reservoir of energy, but no, we want the cheap energy from we want to destroy France first. So yeah, so that no one can oppose the liberal establishment, comrades. So we all know it's going to happen. Okay, it's going to be a disaster for everyone involved, just like World War One, World War Two. World War III will be a disaster for everyone. And eventually everybody will come around to the conclusion that the Allies didn't win World War II. They just ended World War II. The damage inflicted did not... It was a hollow victory. All the damage inflicted. The millions of dead Germans. And the millions who starved after the war who died. And the spread of the scourge of communism spread like a cancer. Fortunately, it collapsed, but only 50%. And instead of embracing a post-communist Russia, Europe needed a demon so they could justify their wars. Justify their expansionism, justify their extreme looting of the European public, who are too gullible to see that they're being played for gullible fools by mastercraft manipulators who spread fear and panic, yet none of the things they've predicted have come true. Doesn't matter. They are so blind with rage and ambition, and so struck down by fear, and so soft that they don't want to call out the establishment because they don't want the nasty things to happen. You know, look around. All the bullying that goes on in this world from the liberal establishment. All the daily smear campaigns about how Trump... I mean, he's an embarrassment. He's destroying the world. Where Trump? Where Trump? Every day. Meanwhile, Zelensky has literally murdered 2 million Ukrainians. Death by Russian. And for what? You're going to lose 20% of your country? The 20% that doesn't vote for you or doesn't like you? And if they were Muslim, you'd see UK and America crusading in to save the brown people. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Please support the channel. You support me on Ko-Fi, Patreon, buy my books, buy my merch. I appreciate each and every one of you. See you in the next video, and bye for now.